Hey guys, it's Professor Griffin again, and we're moving on. So we did the hello world stuff last time by just printing a string using the print function, and when we run this, it sends it to our console. Here I'm going to print an empty string, give us some space above and below the output, just makes it easier to look at. So we were talking about variables in assignment just a tiny bit. So Python is dynamically typed, and it assigns a type to the variable based on the data type that you assign to it. Okay, so we've already shown that. But arithmetic operations are pretty much the same as you would think in C or C++. So I can say A is equal to x plus y, and then we can print A, run the code, so we get 18.5. In fact, if A is now a floating point. There's convenience operators as well, so I could say like A plus equals x, and we'll print A again. It's 27.5. Put that print statement in the middle. Need to lose some space. So we get the before and the after. So that's a convenience operator. And so there's plus equals, divided equals, times equals. There's even modulo equals in Python. So all these convenience operators that you would have in C++, you have in Python. What Python does not have is A++. There's no post increment or pre-increment operator. So the way you have to do that is either plus equals 1, or the old school A is equal to A plus 1. Very explicit stuff. So that's arithmetic operations. Let's see. One they do have that that C does not have is, for example, we could say Z is equal to Z divided by, I don't know, X. And then we will print Z. So our answer is 1. Does that seem correct? Z is 10, X is 9. Is that a clean division? Is it evenly divisible by? Well, no. And the reason is, and the same thing in C, both of them got promoted to floating point, and then the value was truncated because Z is an integer. I can cast by putting a float function around. It's a little different than in C or C++, but I promote that to a float. Answer's still not correct, is it? Well, because both of these are integers. So let's explicitly cast each of them, and you'll find yourself doing a lot of casting in Python because types are dynamic. So there we go. We have a much better answer. Having said that, if Z was a floating point originally, well, let's create a new value. Let's make it A. No, B, already used A. So we'll say 6.2. We'll make it a floating point. And so then we'll say Z is equal to, and let's use two floating points, Y divided by B. And then we'll print Z. Well, okay, we got our answer, right? Well, because both values were floating point, the operation stayed. Dang it, I casted them. I don't want to cast them. I want them to be on their own. So will we have an issue with the value? No. Why is Z was an integer, but since both of these were floating point, Z got promoted to a floating point as well. Now let's use the operator that I had alluded to earlier. Ooh. So this is an integer divide. It does the division and then truncates the remaining portion, but still assigned it. So it still is floating point, but it cleaned off everything to the right side of the decimal point. All right, that's enough for now. See you in a few minutes, maybe.